Hello everyone, back with defensive pattern number 2, no soup for you. Yes, quite a funny name. So the point here is that in this kind of structure, note that the rook is importantly on e1 and not f1, and this means that white, after being faced with some bishop c8, bishop h3, can move this bishop to h1 to prevent black from trading off this powerful light squared bishop, this key defender of white's king side. White can prevent that with this bishop from being traded off by playing bishop h1. So very important pattern to remember. One thing to remember though is that in many of these cases when you play bishop h1, a very deep concept is that you're no longer safe on the h file. What do I mean exactly? When you play, like when you have this bishop, let's imagine this bishop isn't here. Let's say there is a queen and rook here, okay, or like more naturally a rook here. And here, like, this check is threatened. When your bishop is here, again, forget about this bishop. So your bishop is here. If queen takes h2 check occurs, you just move out of the way. You don't have any problem. However, if after bishop h3 you play bishop h1, now queen takes h2 check means that after king f1 your bishop would be lost because it's not on g2, it's on h1. So that's something very important to remember. So when you put your bishop on h1, be very careful of this h file, which could be open, and actually we'll take a look at the game where this does occur. So how the pattern plays out: after bishop h3 you just go bishop h1, natural. And now for our sample game, we have a game by none other than Vishy Anand and Ulf Anderson facing off against Vishy Anand, none other than Ulf Anderson as well. Great positional player, amazing positional player. But here Anand was on the lookout, played rook e8 early on, actually so far back as here, and now this nicely maneuvering with the knight to e6 and then d7, and now preventing this bishop from being traded off. Now again, I've mentioned one time how in previous chess pattern videos and the chess principles videos, actually, if you care to check those videos as well out. So my previous project, chess principles, which I will hopefully complete after I complete this one, hopefully. So usually when you're both castled on the king side, this kind of attack with bishop h6 doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't really have a lot of h-pawn support. But still, in this position, getting rid of this bishop makes some sense because it's like heavily eyeing this d4 square. So yeah, knight g1 now, knight d4, knight d2, all very natural remaneuvering moves. And yeah, I'm not going, of course, to analyze the game again. I keep saying this every video, but yeah, I hate not being thorough, but we can't also be like, I can't just analyze every game. And here black won because white no longer had any attack, and quite simply black is winning in terms of king safety and even not material, but soon will be material. So yeah, very nice game by Anand, defending very well there. Now for our test, a game between Alexei Shirov against Peter Leko. So you know that this is going to be one heck of a game, with Peter here being a very solid player and Alexei fire on the board. What can I say? So in this position, would you play bishop h6? Is it a good move? Is it a bad move? And if you do play bishop h6, should black respond with bishop h8, or should they take, or should they play bishop f5? Like, what would they play? So consider that and pause the video and we'll have the answer right up. So for the full game, and let's see what Shirov did do in this Sicilian Niezhmeddinov Rotsolimo attack. He did go bishop h6, and after bishop h8 he was correct, because after h4, this is something we talked about, the bishop on h8, while it does do a good job preventing any dark square shenanigans here, the idea is that when the h file opens up, the bishop will regret being on h8 and not on g7. So let's see how the attacking wizard Alexei Shirov continues the attack here, slowly getting the rooks doubled on the h-file, and the knights remaneuvering here so that they can control crucial squares. And a nice tactic here, picking up a pawn, right? Actually not a pawn, just good positional sacrifice. And now here he sacrifices a knight to get checkmate. And yeah, what a brilliant attack by Shirov there, all made possible by the open h-file. Alright, so with that, yeah, so just try to remember these concepts. Very important concept, this one as well. Just moving the rook to e1 so that you can play bishop h1 and prevent this bishop h3 from coming with nasty effect. So very important to remember, guys. And yeah, with that, thanks for watching and take care.